Alrighty, let's go ahead here with personal reading order number 89. 89, you'd like to know, have they thought about you? Let us see. All right, so based on this combination, I would say yes. The idea of the Queen of Pentacles as well as this Page of Cups can come forward with bringing care. So thinking about you with kind of like a caring eye or a caring undertone, or thinking about how to connect can really come forward here in a bit more of a stronger manner than just it being a passive thought of care. Now, when we also have this energy coming forward here with the 10 of Pentacles as well as with the World, there can be some sort of thought process of thinking about how they can apply care when it comes to next steps or moving forward or, into future opportunities, rather than it just being kind of a one-off situation or one-off kind of scenario when it comes to creating care or creating opportunities here between the two of you. Now, the Hierophant can also be thinking about restrictions when it comes to moving forward. So we can be thinking about how we're wanting to create some sort of caring, nurturing energy so that things can change in the idea of moving forward, and that there can be an opportunity here for the idea of future, of creating some sort of commitment, creating some sort of care, creating some sort of structure in the idea of moving forward. So I would say with this combination that they have thought about you, yes, and it seems to be in like a progressive sort of tone, thinking about how to take action, how to communicate, how to create care, how to create structure, and especially with the World, how do we change the cycle, right? How do we go from what we've been experiencing thus far to create this different tone of this nurturing undertone, of this caring or a little bit more enthusiastic undertone? Right? How do we see communication come forward or create communication change, right? That's the sort of energy that we see coming ahead here. So I do think that Jay has thought about you, yes, and it's trying to bring forward this like good redirection or good new beginning sort of idea here. So I would say yes. So let us see, does he miss you? All right. So based on this combination, I would say yes. Well, we have two tens, two a little bit undesirable tens when it comes to somebody's state of being. The 10 of Wands is really heavy. It's really burdenous. It's feeling like the responsibility is ours. Why did we make this happen? Why do we create issues in our lives? Why do we create this burdenous energy for ourselves? And then 10 of Swords, the endings, the betrayals, the issues, right? It kind of creates a sense of heaviness, and it makes it feel very difficult, especially if they're looking at you with the 9 of Pentacles and saying, oh, you must be doing so well without me, or you must be doing so well in your own energy, or you're carrying yourself very well, right? It comes forward into a woe is me, I'm so hard done by, and you're doing great as you. And then we have that Page of Cups, that desire to connect, that desire to communicate, the desire to create flow, that wants to kind of bring in that sort of reach out. And then we see the 4 of Wands, the happiness or the unity and the idea of togetherness. So like, I am so hard done by, you're doing great, I want to connect with you, and then I feel like things will be happier, right? That's kind of the energy that I see coming forward here. So I would say yes with this combination. I do think that he misses you. I think that he's having a bit of a hard time here with these double tens. Maybe feeling like the world is against him, or that there's some sort of like life is harder than it needs to be sort of direction, and kind of wanting to see that switch around or change or become a little bit better. But I would definitely say that he misses you based on this combination. And let's see if he will reach out. So we do have the Moon card coming forward, and the Moon is the absolute only card that I use to signify a no to the reach out happening. Now, we do see the Eight of Pentacles energy coming forward here with the Knight of Swords, and so it kind of comes forward as this like wanting to. We see the Eight of Pentacles, we're wanting to put in effort, we're wanting to put in time, we're wanting to put in energy, but it kind of makes things a little bit difficult when it comes to moving forward if we kind of get this unknown aspect of the Moon, right? How do we do that? How do we create this closeness? Six of Cups. How do we connect like we did in the past? How do we create this sort of new energy coming forward here? And so it makes it very difficult for them to maybe find an avenue forward of like, this is what I should do. And so it brings in that restrictive energy. So right now I would say no, I don't see them reaching out. We see them being in a place of thinking that it would be good to, right? We've seen this Four of Wands come forward before, the passion, the excitement, the desire to connect, wanting to see some sort of harmony, thinking that it would bring in happiness for the energy of a unity between the two of you. But I see them being in a place of saying, maybe I don't really know how to reach out. I don't really know how to make that happen. I don't really know how to create that closeness or like how to take the step forward. And so that makes things difficult when it comes to actually taking the action because we don't know how to resolve the situation. And we see that through their message cards coming forward here as well. We have, oh, darling, what have I done? That's like, I don't know what to do. I screwed up, right? 10 of Wands, the world is against me. Chicken little, the sky is falling. It's difficult. Then we have, I'm sorry. So wanting to bring in the sorries, wanting to bring in the healing energy. We're wanting to see that be switched around and fixed. We're wanting to, resolve the issue. We have separation. So we're feeling the distance. We're feeling the challenge. We're feeling the space in between. And then we also have, I see you as a soulmate. So they see you as somebody who is going to be an important player in their life, right? Somebody who creates that and takes on an important role when it comes to moving forward or when it comes to connecting. But I feel like they're just kind of in a place where it's like, I recognize maybe I've done something wrong. I recognize that I need to change things and heal things, but I don't know how to do that, right? That's kind of the energy that I see coming forward here. So that's what I would say. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings. So if you'd like to have a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. We are on personal reading order number 90. 90, you'd like to know, did he really realize he overreacted in reference to the breakup? Let us see. So we have that Hangman wanting to come out there. Hangman can give us a realization. So I would say partially, yes. When we have the Ace of Wands come forward, it's a spark up of energy. So it can be, oh, we're flooded with this energy in the present moment. We're, it just all comes to us all at once. We maybe don't really know how to handle it. Four of Cups, maybe be in a bit of a stubborn energy or, stuck in our ways, right? It can kind of bring forward that sort of pulled back direction. And when we have the idea of the Ten of Pentacles, it can be like family patterns, right? Familiar patterns, things that they realize on how things were handled in their family growing up, what is normalized to them in terms of reactions. And so we have this Ace of Wands with this history of the Ten of Pentacles, with the stubbornness of the Four of Cups. And that is where we see kind of a repetitive pattern. Now, we do have a bit of a realization as we grow. King of Cups is going to be more of the mature person, right? Mature around our emotions, mature around our thoughts and our ideas. And we have that Hanged Man coming forward with a realization. So I would say that there is an element of them realizing an overreaction in reference to the breakup. But I would say that they are kind of partially blaming it on family or blaming it on their patterns that they know or what they grew up with. There's that sort of idea that's going on here. It's like, yeah, I blew up, but I always saw my parents blowing up. Or yeah, I blew up, but nobody's ever told me it was wrong before, right? There's that sort of energy that's coming ahead here, like normalizing their own behavior because of history. But there is an element of realization there, yes. So let us see, did he find out the truth? So I would say not entirely, no. When we have a Queen of Wands come forward, there's a passion or attraction. So there's a pull to kind of feel things out, but there's also a little bit of that ego and stubbornness that can come forward here with the Strength card as well as the Five of Cups. Maybe not really wanting to be wrong or not really wanting to see things in a different way. We have the Hanged Man, which is like trying to get a bird's eye view, but the King of Swords can be quite stuck when it comes to looking at what's right in front of them, which can be the sort of idea of we don't know what we don't know, or we don't know how to experience something different than what we normally kind of take action on. And so this could be that they've tried to seek out the truth, but they're having a hard time fully grasping it or understanding how to kind of find it out, or not really seeing the whole truth of the situation. They might kind of hear partial points of it, think about it in certain ways, but the idea of the whole truth might be something that's a little bit more difficult for them to grasp. So I would say that they didn't really find out the entirety of the truth, but maybe a portion of it they're kind of working through and maybe seeing. So that's what I would say. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now, and we are on personal reading number 91. 91, you'd like to know what's coming to the two of you here in the next few weeks. Let us see. All right. So this seems like some sort of clarity and new directions. When we have the energy coming forward of the Page of Wands, there's a want to bring forward like a passion, excitement, or a new direction to come ahead. We're wanting to maybe see something balance out here through the idea of the Justice card, to have an opportunity of more. We don't want to have something be restrictive. We don't want to have something be like it's normally been. We instead want to have this opportunity of more, to see growth to come forward, to see balanced energy come ahead in a way that can kind of work together, right? We're wanting to see something like shift around and change. And so I see this energy coming forward here as like the two of you are going to be experiencing maybe some sort of clarity and seeing an opportunity here to like grow together or connect in a way that maybe you haven't done so in a while, and to have this opportunity of like seeing things be different. Because the Three of Wands, we want to look out into the horizon. We want to look out to see more. We want to expand. And so when we have this desire to expand with the Page of Wands, it's like it's trying to create itself to be something in motion. So you might see more fun opportunities to connect, more desire be exchanged between the two of you, or more pursuit come forward. Then we see that clarity come ahead with the Two of Swords, Eight of Swords, not just thinking about what the other person is going to say or do, but maybe more so having conversations and understanding the other person, their perspective, and how they want to come forward, right? Creating that sort of opportunity of growth and new connection, creating that opportunity of, shifting and changing, so that we can see a new direction come forward, see a new way of moving ahead, create more instead of being in a place here of held back energy. Really just seeing the opportunity here for growth to come forward. And again, experiencing that balance with the Justice card. So I do see something new coming ahead here between the two of you, and it can bring in more spark, right? It can bring in more passion, more excitement, more desire, more flow, having new ways here of expanding rather than what you've been experiencing lately, kind of creating a sense of like new direction here, an opportunity of more. So that's what I would say is going on. And again, it can stem through the idea of the Wands, more passion, more flirtatious, more excitement, energy coming forward there. So that's what I would say. So these are paid personal readings. Visit the website temperanceandsage.com if you are interested in having a personal reading here today. These are paid personal readings. We currently do not have anybody in the queue. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, you can have yours done next. temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. All right, so let's go ahead here for 92 and let us see. What is Jay going to do about the two of you? Let us see. All right. So right now, or I should say immediately, nothing. The five, or I should say the nine of wands with the four of cups is a strong combination that says, I can't do anything. Look at this limitation. Look at that limitation. Look at where this didn't work in the past. Look at where that didn't work in the past, right? It kind of creates this blockage rather than opportunity. But with time, Four of Swords, very calm and rested energy, and with the sort of patient build up here with the Ace of Pentacles, we see them trying to offer some sort of commitment or offer some sort of stability, a way to kind of get around their own self-limiting ways. So I see this as the energy coming forward here is like, the way that things are going to go ahead is to create an opportunity to connect on a deeper level, create the opportunity for more of a longer term future and structure, and to find a way to see things move forward in a way that can provide confidence as the steps and directions ahead. That's kind of what I see going on here. So let's see, what has he learned since the breakup? All right. So with the King of Cups coming forward, we can see maybe more emotional maturity coming ahead, especially with the Three of Pentacles. We can see some sort of opportunity here to maybe learn to work together with others, or to learn to have much more of a stable ground, a stable foundation within inside of ourselves. We can also see with the Page of Cups is maybe where we need to be a little bit more youthful or lighthearted and connecting with others. So maybe where they need to provide a little bit more emotion to others, connect with other people a little bit more. We can also see with the Wheel of Fortune on the cycles, repeating cycles in their life, or cycles of maybe how the energy turns, where we have highs and lows, and how that kind of influences our behavior in moving forward. We can also see with the Four of Swords as to when we need to take a rest, when it's not a good time to keep pushing forward, when it's a better time to kind of hold back, take our time in moving ahead, rather than to just go full speed ahead in situations and circumstances where it's maybe that a little bit of a better time to hold back here instead of just keep going forward. So I would say that there's a variety of things coming ahead here for what they're needing or what they've learned thus far. Really learning on maybe some emotional maturity, give and take with emotions, ups and downs, and how to handle those ups and downs, working together with others, and how they can apply themselves in more of like a community or connection sort of direction, rather than being in a place here of maybe just relying on themselves or kind of pushing their emotions onto others. So that's what I would say with this combination. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. Alrighty, let's go ahead here for 93. Let us see, was he being honest? All right. So based on this combination, I would say yes. I do like the honesty energy that can come forward with the Emperor, because the Emperor wants to be somebody who's respected. The Emperor wants to come forward in a respectable way. They're not looking to lie or tarnish their reputation in any sort of manner. So they don't want to put anything at risk in being the Emperor, of being like looked down at or not handling a situation with care. We also have like the luck is on your side with the Wheel of Fortune, which would indicate that things are flowing forward rather than entering into a jam, a bad luck, or a negative situation. We also see with the idea of the Queen of Pentacles, care trying to be applied. So they're trying to handle the situation with care. They're trying to handle an opportunity here to let you know in a stable way, in a caring way, right? They're letting you know, not just, hey, I gotta cancel, but what is the reasoning that, you know, I have to cancel? They're trying to show up in a way that's respectable, thinking about you or providing care for the situation. The Six of Wands is also a card of success as well. So we're not really trying to be sneaky or deceitful in any sort of way when we see the Six of Wands come forward. We're just trying to move forward in the best way possible. If we're sick and then we stand you up, that doesn't lead us to have the opportunity for another date, right? That kind of screws us out of the opportunity. So by showing up in a way that says, hey, here's why I can't make it, it moves things forward as a door to kind of, you know, handle in the future for a different way, right? Then with the King of Cups, we are trying to be emotionally balanced. The King of Cups in the upright position is somebody who's trying to be mature emotionally. So again, by coming to you, by texting you and letting you know, hey, here's the situation. I'm not going to stick it out and then maybe make you sick. I'm going to let you know that I can't come forward today. You're showing up in an emotionally mature manner, right? So this entire combination just shows me as somebody who's trying to handle a situation with care, somebody who's trying to lead it forward in a successful direction, and somebody who's trying to show up basically as an adult when we would see the Emperor come forward, right? We're basically trying to show up as an adult. We don't really see anything negative coming ahead. We just see somebody who's trying to show up in the best way possible to make sure that they're handling the situation with care. So I don't see them lying or, you know, being deceitful in any sort of manner here when it comes to this combination. I see this as somebody who's trying to show up, handle the situation in the way it needs to be handled, handle it in a respectful way, handle it in a way with care, thinking about you with Queen of Pentacles, and trying to make sure it can still lead towards a good direction moving forward. So somebody who's being honest rather than somebody who's being deceitful. So I would say, yes, it looks like they were being honest here with canceling the date. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. Alrighty, let's go ahead here with 94. 94, you'd like to know, has D thoughts about yourself? Let us see. So I would say yes, based on this combination. We do have this kind of paused in thought hanged man energy coming ahead. So they may actually be stuck on something specific when it comes to thinking about you, rather than just thinking about you in a broad sense. There might be something that they're kind of narrowing in on, especially with the Five of Cups coming forward as like looking at the past rather than looking at the opportunity of future or opportunity of change. They might be kind of focusing on something of the past and like wishing for it to have been different or wishing for it to have an opportunity of changing around. So instead of thinking, oh, this is within my control to make something happen when it comes to connecting with you, it's kind of like, oh, I wish when you had sent that message on February 2nd that I would have replied, right? There's kind of that sort of energy that's coming ahead here. The Two of Cups comes forward in the idea of unity, reflecting each other or like mirroring each other, as well as the idea of like a flow or being energetically on the same page. So they might be thinking about the ways that the two of you kind of mirror each other, or the ways that the two of you could kind of connect in a different manner if they had handled a situation in the past differently, right? When we think about the idea here of the Five of Cups, on how we could have done something in the past differently, how we wish we had connected in the past differently, and with the Star, maybe a hope or a wish or a want or a desire, maybe even something that makes them feel a little bit vulnerable in this situation as well. But we do see that sort of idea of thinking about that past energy and handling a situation differently. But again, Hanged Man, kind of thinking of it being out of our control rather than, oh, we can just take action today. So let's go ahead and see. If you see him somewhere, will he be happy to talk? Let us see. So we do have the Sun card coming forward, and the Sun is the absolute only card that I use to signify a yes to the question that is being asked. And so this would say yes. If you were to see him somewhere, he would be happy to talk. Now, would he come forward? Maybe not. We have the Queen of Wands in the reverse, which is a card of like attraction, but when it's in the reverse, it's kind of chaotic. So they may not be able to like reach out to connect if they saw you in person. There might be something else that kind of calls their attention or needs them elsewhere. So they might be open if you were to come forward to them, but they may not be able to just see you and then walk across the street to come talk to you, sort of thing, right? We have the Justice card, which is very balanced in energy, so their mind and their heart would want to pull forward towards you. We also see with the Six of Wands, the passion, the excitement, and the desire, wanting to succeed, wanting to appear confident, wanting to have some sort of movement or direction forward. So we see that energy here, but like wanting to create some sort of flow. Ace of Pentacles also creates a lot of value. So we see that sort of like desire and finding structure or finding a way to connect, to come forward as something that would be good. So I would say yes, based on this combination, not only because we have that ace, the Sun card coming forward, but also the rest of the cards come ahead as cards of like connection, cards of success, cards of stability or desire. So we see this sort of energy here of like wanting to create opportunity, wanting to create flow when it comes to the idea of seeing you. Now we have don't let go as well as moving too fast. So they might have a kind of pace difference rather than what you're looking for. They might be more turtle slow versus your, the rabbit and the hare type of thing. We also have unconditional as well as genuine intentions. So their feelings are coming forward here as genuine, wanting to provide care, wanting to provide, structure, nurturing energy, rather than it just being like a passion pursuit. It seems like they're coming forward more connected in the heart. Then we also have, I asked for advice on our connection. This could be they're asking friends, asking family. They could be asking the internet. They could be asking the universe, what do I do in this situation to have something be different, to see something switch around and change? So I do see an interesting energy coming forward here from them where they're kind of in a place of saying like, I am genuine, but maybe there's restrictive energy around me when it comes to like not being able to move as fast as perhaps what you would like for them to. So these are paid readings. These are paid readings. Visit my website, temperanceandsage.com, if you'd like to have a personal reading here today, but these are paid readings. Let's see, for 94, you'd also like to know what happened behind the scenes today that you didn't see that's going to move your life forward. All right, so this could actually be people connecting when you're not there. When we have the energy coming forward here of the Three of Cups, we have this celebration, closeness, connection with the Chariot, kind of creating this sense of movement. This could be the people who need to connect with you are finally connecting with each other, right? Sometimes we don't think about that. We only think about the job that we're going to get. We only think about the business that we're going to create, but we don't realize on how the customers need to get to where they need to get to in life in order to be able to purchase that particular, item in our business. We don't realize that the company needs to get started in order for us to get a job there, right? It's kind of like those types of things are happening behind the scenes. The Three of Cups coming forward with the Chariot can say some people that need to connect in order to build up where you need to meet them are connecting now, are building up now. Things behind the scenes are in progress to make something come forward and happen. I would say when it comes to this energy here of the Page of Cups, there could also be something in the works of like communication starting to flow, people starting to connect in a way that is a little bit more like softening with the emotions. You might find maybe more people are starting to act in like a caring or a nurturing way within communities around you, and that's really starting to get the ball moving. So Nine of Swords, Five of Cups, something from your energy about your manifestations that maybe you feel like you need to take action on is actually happening from other people, and you're going to basically hitch a ride on that train as it moves forward into the destination. You're not supposed to build the train, put it on the tracks, or be the conductor. You're supposed to hop on it as it comes to your station here and move forward with it, and that sort of train, a momentum of energy of community is being built around you here. So that's what I would say. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. So what is your current energy and outlook? Let us see. All right, so your current energy is very, very focused, but it can also be very burdenous. When we have the Ten of Wands, we may be handling too many things at once that we just don't need to handle, putting too many things on our plate. And even though we may have this passion within inside of us here with this King of Wands, it may be too quick to act. So when we have this Knight of Swords coming forward with the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Wands, it's like we're wanting to see the train move forward, but we're not allowing it to kind of get momentum before we want it to be full speed. And so the energy around you is actually maybe even calling for you to slow down, to work with a team, to focus on one step at a time or building momentum. But we're kind of in a space of trying to maybe tackle too many things at once or trying to get the ball moving in too much of a specific direction. And so your energy right now is very much filled with passion or desire to create and to operate and to move forward. But the energy around you is kind of asking for you to slow down, to delegate, to work with a team, or to kind of move things forward one step at a time. And so this can maybe even create some frustration because you might be ready to make things happen, but the energy around you might actually be not ready to meet you there, right? It's kind of like we're ready to take off on the plane and we're at the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning, but the flight is not until 2 p.m. We're going to get frustrated in that airport of life waiting for 2 p.m. for the plane to take off, right? That's kind of how I see this energy coming forward here, where you have a lot of passion within inside of you to create, but the energy is actually asking for you to kind of work with that energy in a bit of a different way. So let's see what's going to help you be better. Let us see. All right, so clarity and community. Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands wants to create community. So you're going to surround yourself with other people. That's going to show you how you need to move your energy, work your energy, how you need to move forward. And it really allows you here with this Ace of Swords to find clarity in your direction, find clarity in how you should move yourself ahead, what ideas are worth focusing on and what ideas are not, which directions that need to move forward and which directions do not, and how you can take this Knight of Wands to use your energy in the best way possible. Especially with the Devil card, we may not be certain or not sure in the moment as to what we tie ourselves to that actually creates restrictions. And if we're trying to do everything all at once, we may not even be able to stop and think for a second as to where things get held back, right? We're too busy trying to make everything happen. We don't see what's truly a restriction. And so by being connected with other people, they can point those things out. They can really show you what can be done by yourself and what can be done by others, right? The supportive community, the supportive connections, like-minded energy can kind of build you up in new ways. So what's going to help you be better is creating a community that you can lean on and rely on, that you can experiment with and connect with to help you build up in the direction that you need to go into, to kind of show what's the best way to apply your energy and what you need to focus your attention on and what is probably not worth your attention there either. So that's what I would say here with this combination. And let us see, what does D like about you? So we have that Seven of Wands coming forward there. I don't know why it felt like such a thick card. So when I see the Emperor come forward with the Five of Wands as well as the Seven of Wands, I see this pursuit energy. Like, you are not somebody who's just going to give up. You're not somebody who's just going to let something pass you by. You are going to be in this place of pursuit after the things that you want, going after the desires, the passions, the ideas that you have, and allowing yourself to take action. You're not going to be in a place of holding back. And that pursuit over your desires, that willingness to take action, the willingness to stand up and move forward is what they truly desire about you. And especially with the Six of Swords, on how you are willing to push ahead, how you are wanting to create opportunity, wanting to see the best directions for yourself to go into, that sort of like self-growth direction, pursuit, wanting to create opportunities, right? That sort of like possibilities, directions, expansion is what they like. And with the Emperor, the willingness to take charge, to go after these things, standing in that Emperor energy of control and opportunity and like driven success is what they really like about you. So I would call this as like not just being attached to anything physical, but being more so attached to the energy of how you carry yourself, how you go after things, how you pursue and are not willing to just let things pass you by. Like, the passion that you have over your desires is really what they call into the energy for you. And it's like this pursuit of more, or pursuit of ideas, or pursuit of desire that they feel particularly drawn to. So how you carry yourself, how you handle situations, and how you go after your goals, wants, and desires is what they feel drawn to there about you. So that's what I would say. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now, and we are on 96. So 96, you'd like to know, what are Chris's thoughts and feelings towards you? Let us see. All right. So Magician coming forward here with the Page of Swords is a strong curiosity. This is like, I'm thinking about what are you up to? How are you doing, right? What are you creating? Are you feeling cared for? Are you feeling good, right? Queen of Cups comes forward as like a nurturing or caring environment, wanting to bring forward a sense of like nurturing energy towards you. So it's basically like that message card, I hope you're doing all right, right? It's a curiosity about you and your state of being, especially when it comes to the King of Cups. There's this emotional tie of energy that comes forward. Are you feeling like I'm feeling? Are you feeling a desire? Are you feeling this pull of emotions, right? Are you wanting to connect but are not, right? Seven of Swords, thinking about how we want to communicate, want to create some sort of flow, but feel kind of more driven or I wanted to use, well, maybe not the best verbiage, like feeling more of a necessity right now to hold back, right? Because we're in a state of curiosity. We want to know how you're doing, but because we don't have a means of like coming forward, we feel like it's more appropriate to us to hold back, to not say something rather than to say something. So because we didn't see each other this weekend, how are you doing with no communication? How are you doing with the lack of connection and flow, right? They can be in a state of wondering that about you as well. So I see this as a combination that is really connected to the emotions and wanting to make sure that you're feeling cared for or nurtured or comfortable, and being in a place of like curiosity about what does it mean now to see each other again? What does it mean now to connect? How can we create a flow of communication and opportunity here to kind of see like a good to come forward? And the Magician, next time I see you, what can we start up? What can we create? What can we kind of move forward from here, right? That's the energy that I see coming ahead here. No, this is not a new deck. This is a deck I got like 5 years ago, and I just don't really use it too much because it's a smaller deck. I normally use the other ones because they're much bigger, but the way I have the phone set up here, any other larger deck is just going to be off the screen. So it's a little mini tarot deck. I think it's called the Everyday Tarot deck, actually. Let's go ahead here with 97. 97, you'd like to know, will the two of you be in a relationship? Let us see. So we'll take that Six of Pentacles that wanted to come out. All right. So we have the Sun and we have the Moon card coming forward, which to me is both my yes and my no cards. So there's something that's still up in the air when it comes to the energy between the two of you. The Six of Pentacles can say that we have the ingredients on both sides for either situation. We have the ingredients to make it be something of a relationship, and we have the ingredients for it not to be a relationship. Now, how do we get it to be the outcome that we want? Ace of Wands. We handle this spark up of energy in a way that Three of Pentacles creates bond building structure and security. So as we're starting to date, as we're starting to connect, as we're, having this experience, we're taking the building blocks of building things up one step at a time. Three of Pentacles can be very much focused on friendship. And so then we could be trying to handle this as a friendship, trying to build those foundational elements to move things forward in a way that kind of builds up onto each other, rather than rushing to relationship, right? Because if we rush to relationship, we may not be building those foundational elements that need to last the connection. We get into it and we get titles, but then it doesn't end up going anywhere. So it's not a guarantee based on this combination. You really got a 50-50 here because you literally have the only cards that I use to signify both a yes and both a no coming forward. So really it's about handling the situation with care. Now, you're not going to send one text message or have one particular conversation that's just going to ruin the whole chances of it moving forward in a direction that you want it to go ahead. But what this is saying is, like, if you want it to be a relationship, make sure you're treating it like it is moving forward into a relationship, that you have the understanding and the care and handling it with care instead of handling it with pressure. So that may be why we have the Three of Pentacles, handle it like a friendship so that we could build those foundational elements to see things move forward, right? If your friend was to be somebody who said, hey, I can't make it today, I'm sick, how would you handle that situation, right? Kind of treating it in that same sort of dynamic, rather than pressuring it in terms of like expectations of relationship, can really move it forward in a better way. So you really got a 50-50 here. But that just means you have the opportunity to let it go into a relationship, and to create it to be something that you want. But it's just a matter of handling it with care, and building up those foundational elements. So it can, but it's not a guarantee. All right, let's go ahead here with 98. Let us see, how do you deal with this energy? So the biggest things that I see is through the Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, as well as the Five of Pentacles combination. We don't ignore it. We don't want to ignore the problems. We don't want to ignore the frustrations or the things that can lead us towards frustration or the things that can lead us towards stress. The pathway that we already know is the best way of handling the pathway, or best way of handling the situation. If we know handling this many things is going to lead us to stress, we know our breaking points. If we know this type of situation is going to lead us to being aggravated, we know how, like, we know what's going to get us there, right? So when we get into this Two of Wands, planning with those sort of situations in mind is going to be the best way in terms of moving forward, because we know where our breaking points are. We know the weak points in our tower. And so when we handle the situation with care, the Page of Cups, and kind of a youthful tone as well, we can create more of a loving environment to get the work done, to create a space that's more comforting, more supportive to get the work done, rather than experiencing some sort of stress. So this could be looking at yourself through your younger, or looking at yourself through your eyes now, through your viewpoint now, but look at yourself as though you're talking to, 10 years younger you, right? How would you talk to that version of yourself? How would you handle that version with care? I've heard in some different kind of therapy ways, what you can do is, say you're getting frustrated on a project not working the way that you want it to. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a child. I get that this situation is very frustrating. I get that you're not getting the outcome that you want. What can we do right here, right now, to take a step back, to switch the situation and moving forward? Can we go have some lunch and then change it around? Can we restart and then change something around, right? It's kind of like handling the situation with more nurturing tone or nurturing kind of caring energy. And then with that Two of Wands, planning as though any sort of possibility is welcomed, right? There's not always one way to get something done. So kind of being in this frame of mind that we don't need something to happen in this particular manner in order to get an outcome. There can be 100 different ways that something could happen, and we could still end up with the outcome that we're wanting, right? Sometimes we get lost driving, but we still end up in our destination, right? We were lost, but now we're there. So there's that sort of idea that's coming forward, handling it with care, handling it with kind of a flow of emotion that is more understanding and not ignoring the problem or ignoring the cause of the problems, can really move things forward in the best way possible for you and get the work done. So that's what I would say here with this combination. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com, for the live personal readings. Alrighty, so that's what we've got going on here for today. I have gone ahead and switched it over for tomorrow morning. So if you'd like to have a personal reading done on tomorrow's morning's live, go ahead and check that out. You can also purchase a personal reading to be done on your own time there too. So check it out, temperanceandsage.com. If you do not want a personal reading done on the live, there are lots of other options available on my website. The zodiac signs are already done, up and available on YouTube and time-stamped, so you can go ahead and jump right to the zodiac sign that you are looking for if you'd like to check that out. Temperance and Sage on YouTube. But that's what we've got going on here for today. So thank you everybody for joining me here today and allowing me to do your readings for you. I really do appreciate it. I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their day, lovely evening as well. And I will see you guys another day. See you guys.